Let me ask you something. When was the last time you laughed at yourself? Not at somebody else, not at somebody's situation, not at any other situation, but yourself. Because I noticed something that children fall down, they laugh, they get up, they run again. Adults spill tea on their shirt and start questioning their entire life. Have you noticed this? As we grow older, our responsibilities increases. Unfortunately, our sense of humor decreases. And today I want to talk about something very important: how to take life more light-heartedly, not irresponsibly, not carelessly, light-heartedly. There is a big difference. There is huge difference, right? A few years ago, I was stuck in the traffic, completely stuck, cars everywhere, not moving, and I noticed something very interesting. One person was shouting. One person was very angry. One person was honking continuously. If his horn is having some kind of magical power. And then there was one man quietly listening to music. Same traffic, different experience. Traffic wasn't the problem. Response was the problem. And many of us are doing this in life. We are mentally honking at situations that are not moving. A person, a delay, a business issue, or relationship issue, something that is already beyond our control. I usually do this activity with my coaches, that draw two circles and write down what are the things which you can control, what are the things which you cannot control. Most of the times, our energy is going towards the things which we cannot control. What is the purpose? What is the point in dealing or fighting with the situation which you cannot control? Focus on things which you can control. Ask yourself, what am I mentally honking at right now? Write down one thing. Now imagine that this particular thing is not in my control, so I'm not focusing on that. Right. Now, remember that suppose if you're having a cup, which is your favorite cup, and it falls down, there is some kind of small crack. Now, some people throw it away, some continue using it. Question: it's a small crack. Is it destroying the cup? Did that crack destroy the cup? No. It simply changed the cup slightly. Life is the same, friends. There are some kind of issues, like many clients are coming to me and then we are dealing with the business loss is there, health issues there, relationship is there, a mistake, a kind of rejection. These are cracks. This is not the end. These are just cracks. Many people don't suffer because of the event. They suffer because they keep arguing the reality. They don't accept it. You will need to accept this situation first, right? And you will need to tell yourself that this is just a small crack on the cup. This is not the entire cup. This is just a small mistake. This is not entire life. This is just one small failure. If you are climbing a staircase and if you are stuck at one step, you will need to reflect, think through, but you will need to try again. You will need to go for that next step, right? So let's do one small activity. Think about one thing in your life that didn't go according to the plan. And now ask yourself, what did this experience teach me that success never could? There is always some kind of silver lining in that particular situation. Because often our greatest lessons come in these kind of failures, in some kind of disappointment, some kind of disguised situations. Right? Now, let me tell you my favorite story. Story is of Shunya Baba. A farmer's horse runs away. This farmer is Shunya Baba. His horse ran away. Neighbors come and they said, terrible news. The farmer smiles and said, maybe. A few days later, the horse comes back with three wild horses. Neighbor says, amazing news. Farmer says, maybe. His son was riding one of the horses, falls down, breaks his leg. Neighbors came and said, what did they say? You can guess. Terrible news. Farmer says, maybe. A few days later, the army arrives to recruit all young men. And the son, the farmer's son, the Srinivas son, is not taken because of the broken leg. Neighbor said, amazing news. Farmer says, maybe. Life keeps changing. What looks terrible today becomes a blessing tomorrow. What looks amazing today may create future challenges. We don't know. We simply don't know. And yes, we behave if today's chapter is the whole book, right? This chapter is one of the chapter. It's not the entire book, right? So think about this way, that this is just one milestone. This is not the entire journey. So think about one painful event from 5 years ago. Sometimes That time, there was a high intensity. But today, are you feeling the same kind of intensity, same kind of sad intensity about that particular event? No, right? So similarly, something that upset you deeply today, that may not be keeping you in that particular state for longer duration. And that particular event, that particular thing has taught you something. Ask this question to yourself: did it teach me something valuable? Most people smile at this point because the answer is usually yes. And I want you to do something that sounds silly, but trust me, do this. Smile. Are, come on, smile. A real smile. And take a deep breath and say, in 100 years, none of this will matter. Will it matter to you? 100 years? नहीं matter करेगा यार. In 100 years, none of this will matter. In fact, even in 5 years, none of this will matter. Forget about 100 years. And tell me, what changed? What happened? The mind immediately relaxes. Perspective changes. The problem becomes smaller. The heart becomes lighter. Now, let me tell you about Virat Kohli, my favorite athlete. People see, when it comes to Virat, people see centuries, the success, the records, the kind of trophies he has earned, RCB success, right? But do you know what makes him great? He doesn't carry every failure forever. He can let go things easily. That is his biggest quality. The best players lose matches. The best businesses lose deals. The best parents make mistakes. The best leaders have bad days. That's okay. It doesn't matter. But they can let go those things because perfection is not the goal. Participation is the goal. And then life is not an exam, friends. Life is an experience. So remember, take your goal seriously. Don't take me wrong. Take your life seriously. Take your goal seriously. Take your commitment seriously. Take your responsibility seriously. But don't take yourself so seriously. Don't have that kind of very serious face and putting yourself in that, in that charkha and expecting that to get those goals, those achievements all the time. Because the journey also matters, right? And you will need to enjoy that journey. Because one day you will realize that many of the things you worried about never actually happened. And many of the things that didn't happen, you spent your energy was drained completely into that. And many of the things that did happen made you stronger. So smile a little more, friends. Come on. Laugh at yourself a little more. Forgive yourself a little more. And live a lighter life. Because life was never meant to be carried in a serious way. It was meant to be experienced. And I will leave with this thought that you can carry life on your shoulders or you can dance with it. You can carry your life on your shoulders or you can dance with it. The choice is yours. See you in the next video. If you got some kind of value in this, please put in the comments what is your learning out of this and share it with somebody who needs it.